Casters here to close out the day with our final series of the day. Joshi, you've been in Satel, right? You got Marugame Udon last time you were here.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly very similar. We got a place just called Udon up here in Seattle. I have one across the street. I actually get it like about once or twice a week before I come on broadcast here. So Udon's good stuff. Everybody, if you like ramen already, I actually think Udon's better most of the time.
It's just
Go
better.
give it a try. Yeah.
It is just better. And Deathworks, I don't know if you're aware of this. There is actually a Marugame Udon opening up here on the east side now.
Are we going? Grand opening?
Yes, absolutely. Grand opening, Santa Anita Mall.
First
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I'm going to be in line.
You know who I am?
I haven't been there yet. I haven't been there. You can put me in the same boat as Ayla.
Oh, you haven't been? All right,
I got a lot of homework, man. I got a lot of homework.
Speaking of homework, I'm sure that these next two teams have been doing it on each other because they are heavyweights coming into this last match of the day. 100 Thieves Academy versus Cloud9 Academy. And this is the match that we have been waiting for all week. Who is the team that is still challenging for the top after this match? Because Cloud9 have been rising in the ranks. They're one game behind 100 Thieves Academy in the current standings. And of course, both of them a little bit behind Team Liquid. So this is the battle for second, essentially. But still, it is very exciting to see nonetheless. So let's start talking about 100 Thieves and their side of things. With the 100 Thieves roster, Joshi, this is a very exciting team coming in here. Cubby cannot stop talking about how young this team is, no one over the age of 20, and still how good they are.
Yeah, 100 Thieves has been a very interesting team to watch, right? Because we know they are incredibly talented. We know individually they have hands like no one else that we have here in Academy, and they take these games really, really long, always looking to out-hands people in their fights. One of the things that we're always been looking at is we know that in spring, they were our worst performers that we had in the second round robin. They looked abysmal, but then they showed up in Proving Grounds. Right? Like, it is so hard to figure out how true all these different versions of our players are going to be, because it's not as though they only do it on stage. Busho does it on stream as well.
Look at this! This literally just happened on a stream, I believe, yesterday. This play is insane. Oh. We teased it. He has played Yasuo, technically like support Yasuo or farming Yasuo with the Senna plays, but look at this.
That's nasty. That is absolutely disgusting. Wait for it, there it is!
Oh, that is lit. You love to see that from Busio. This is a player on 100 Thieves Academy that we've been hyping up alongside players like Tenacity having an insane performance, kind of being like the Dokla of Summer Split, if you want to kind of draw parallels to what we saw in spring. Will also showing a lot of promise. But Deathworks are up against Cloud9 Academy. Let's start talking about this roster of players because they are no slouch. They have been improving throughout the summer split.
Yeah, constantly improving. I mean, in the early weeks, we had a sub-squad. We didn't get really the full picture of what Cloud9 was. But once they were able to get those pieces together, it's been constantly going up for them. A lot of this has been off of Shaden. I've been very, very excited with the way he's been playing, with a lot of the performances he's been doing. The moment Darshan came over towards that top lane to fill in that starter role where Alorum was standing earlier, Shaden started hovering around that lane more and more. And from there, that was a power point for him to play around as he would slowly expand this to stronger and stronger lanes, picking up King and Destiny Cloud9 did to make that even more devastating. Shaden has so much to work with this Cloud9 roster, and it feels like a lot of this development is catered towards him.
Yeah, Shaden is definitely one of the players that we look to. We know that he has hands so much. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous to see if he can play it. But we also know that going up against teams like 100 Thieves, where if Shaden falls behind, it could be an easy way in for 100 Thieves to try and find their way back. But as we start wrapping this up, as we see the last couple of plays from Cloud9, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be doing something here. We are going to be pitting our play-by-play and our host against each other in a brand new forced debate, where as the colorcaster, I have to judge the arguments that are going to be given. So, Eric, what's going on here? Is this not your speed?
What's going on here? What's going on here?
What's going on?
You tell me, Steve.
Oh, we're doing sunglasses. We're doing sunglasses, I guess.
You tell me, Steve. You tell me what's going on.
Cloud9?
Who you rolling for? I'm rolling for Cloud9. Who you rolling for?
You think Cloud9's going to win this? I think 100 Thieves is going to win this. All right, you go first. You go first. Let's see what you got. What's your argument?
Hey, you know, cream of the crop always rises to the top. Macho Man Randy Savage. We've heard the quote 100 times. Well, I'm about to throw it to you 101 times now, Steve. Cloud9's trajectory has been nothing but up. You bring them to the bottom and they rise. They rise to the occasion. Week 1, start off 9th place. Week 2, 6th place. Week 3, you should remember that week because they 2-0'd 100 Thieves that week. Take it to 4th place. 3rd place, who's standing in their way now? It's the Thieves once again, Steve. It's the Thieves once again, and they don't stand a chance. Why? Because it's not Darshoff, it's Darshan top of the leaderboards. Even Tenacity can't hold a candle to him when it comes to goal difference at 15. A wealth of experience, a voice of an angel, and albeit one that's Meganar your jabroni ass right into the wall. If we're talking about pairs, well, look at the bot lane, Steve. It's the throne. All hail to the king and the destiny that awaits you. You're looking at the OPL champs. King's already taken an academy title. It's another day in the office for the C9 bot lane because Steve, 100 Thieves might be the youngest team in academy, not even at an age to drink, but that's okay because Cloud9 brought the warm milk and the heavy hands. They're going to put them to sleep with a quick 2-0.
All right, I heard from Kelsey that she is going to actually fire you for saying too many lies on broadcast, because what I'm going to tell you, Derek, 100 Thieves Academy, baby! These are the guys! 100 Thieves, they got the strength to carry in 2nd place. Cloud9, what's a bronze trophy, okay? Yeah, that's like 2 pounds. What's a silver trophy? Gold? That's too much for those boomers to pick up. You need those young hands, baby. Those fresh fingers that 100 Thieves Academy got. Tenacity? This guy's selfies win more games than Darshan's ever won in his life, okay? You're going to tell me, you're going to look at Will? You're going to look at Will's run last summer at PG and say, oh, this substitute jungler ain't got what it takes? Well, now he's on the starting roster, and he's got what it takes, baby. We ain't even talking yet about Busio. You saw the Yasuo clip, right? Saw the Yasuo clip? I think I'm going to let that speak for itself.
Oh, wrong way. Title on the line, baby.
Wow.
Game number 1, all or nothing, Steve. All or nothing in game 1.
When I said forced debate, this is not what I expected from you guys.
I need you to ask for my rebuttal.
Kangas, your rebuttal.
Production, can you one-box this? What you got? What you got, Eric?
I got something right here, Steve. I can still bring it. We got biceps.
Yeah. What you got, Eric? Now go, Eric. One-box Eric. Send him in.
Brilliant, Steve. You got it.
And we got Pick a Band is ready for game number 1. Let's send it in. That's Eric and Joshi.
All right, brother.
Even I popped up. Oh my God. For forced debate. Look, I gotta say, I was part of the debate club in high school. This is not how I remember those debates going, but you win. You guys win. There's not a whole lot more I can bring to the table, but the question is, one of you guys has got to be right. One of you guys has a belt that you're going to be getting afterwards. Eric personally made, I think they made that together last night, but 100 Thieves Cloud9 Academy, your matchup of the week. This is going to be a preview of some of the last things we see towards the end of Proving Grounds. Both these teams are going to go far.
Yeah, I want to throw this on the side real quick. Before we get too much into this, this belt, we're legitimately putting it on the line. The cardboard belt I made for predictions. If Kangas wins this, he gets this belt. So it's all on this game 1 right now. We're not going to do it to game 2 because it
is a
could be
prestigious prize. You've already seen the most valuable prospect trophy, but the real question is who gets the prediction belt that Eric and Steve made last night. So we're getting underway. We got 100 Thieves Academy, Cloud9 Academy ready to throw down, and these games are going to be bloody, right? We've had absolutely bloody games all day long. Teams going back and forth in fights. It feels like they don't stop. And now, 100 Thieves, Cloud9, one of the highest rated games that we've had so far. BMFX going right on back to comfort. He's played more Senna this split than I think anybody else. It's been banned against 100 Thieves more than against any other team. And it allows Busio, the young Zoomer, to come out, showcase what he can do, because now he can play literally any champion he wants.
Oh man, this is going to be an exciting matchup right now. Both of these teams in the top 3. Been very, very competitive. Again, the first time these two teams did face off, Cloud9 was able to be the better. I do think a lot of that was towards Shaden, who was power farming and just applying damage in the mid game afterwards, taking all that farm and making it super effective, and really getting Will to not even be a part of that game. we'll see if Will's learned his lessons from that, because again, it still is a very young team. It's a team that's growing, it's a team that's learning, and it's a team that's been showing that week to week here in LCS Academy.
Oh, for sure. And you know that it's Shaden and Busio, kind of the players we were talking about before, some of the big plan makers that we have. Shaden is so good. Like, the praise that Kelsey gave when we were talking about him last night is Kelsey has seen 3 players. When you look at their POVs, when you look at how they actually click and move their mouse around the game, she's seen 3 players that gives her the same kind of feeling as she gets when sees Shaden. And I guess Shaden is the first one, so I guess 2 other players. And those 2 are Danny and Jojo Pure. Those guys just went to MSI immediately on Evil Geniuses. Kelsey says that she sees the same things here in Shaden. And so, going up against 100 Thieves, Eric, this is your boy. You just already talked about Will, how he's going to be the most valuable prospect for you.
That's actually kind of the wild part, right? I had Will as most valuable prospect. I still think Shaden's going to spend a little bit more time developing, but I think he has a very, very high ceiling. What Kelsey Moser said, that is very, very high regards to be held to. As we get more into this draft, it is going to be the Zeri Rakan combo that's coming out of Cloud9, of course with that Gnar on top of it. But we do got a Yasuo picked up by 100 Thieves Academy. We already saw what Busio can do on that if it does end up in that support role. Of course, the mid lane as well.
I mean, the thing that's scary right now for Darshan is we know he's playing it. It's almost like the Narshan, right? He plays it so much. It's one of the signature champions that a lot of our legacy players play. He'll play it, Solo will play it. But as a Gnar player, I hate both of these matchups, man. They are so hard to play. Trying to play into Sylas, trying to play into Yasuo, neither of them are going to be much fun for Darshan to try and actually pilot. And while I expect Busio is the most likely pilot for the Yasuo, it can be going all over the place. And so, I said earlier, I always find it weird talking about 100 Thieves because they are so individually good. But I never know what version of 100 Thieves we're going to get. Is it going to be the version of Jimian, where he looks like the best Sylas that we have in all of Academy, where he just jumps over at 1v3 triple kills? Or are we going to get a Seraphine from yesterday, where I could have played a better game?
Or that one quirky one that made you completely rage out.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that one.
I mean, to be fair, Jimian has been improving quite a lot since we had him in Spring Split, and I want to point that out specifically. Since Spring Split, he's been improving a lot, showing a lot of development overall with the 100 Thieves Academy, and being a standout star so far for this split. We'll see if that's able to continue. I do like seeing what's picked up by 100 Thieves Academy so far as the second phase of the draft going to end out. Diana going to be banned away, not going to allow that Diana Yasuo combo, as well as Zir popping Gragas.
Also the Gragas, yeah. And I, again, want to look a little bit more at Jimian as one of these pieces that has been on the roster for a little while longer, as a bit more of an established player that came over from PCS, where he was voted most improved over the course of his tenure there. He had a lot of opportunity to look really good, and he's in tough company, right? The other imports that we've seen on 100 Thieves Academy, we've talked about this a couple times. Gamsu, currently playing in LCS, only spent a year down here in the Academy League. Luger spent similar amount of time before he was going right back on up to LCS. Jimian's trying to follow in their footsteps, and while I think he's absolutely ready on characters like the Sylas, he needs to showcase that he has a larger champion pool than that. And so, now as we're starting to look towards the end of this draft, he's probably going to be playing the Sylas, right? Just based on what we're already seeing. I feel like the Seraphine much more likely to be going over to Busio at this point than to Jimian.
Just waiting for that. No, just swapping straight to the Trundle. So yeah, Sylas over in the mid lane should be expecting that Yasuo to be...
Wait, yeah, that's so
wait. Yeah, this is a lot of flex picks now that I look at it. Okay, Trundle, Jungle, that's the obvious one.
Yeah, this is why you banned the Senna away from 100 Thieves, so they don't have this capacity for so many different flex picks. So, you know, one of the things that I always look at with 100 Thieves is that I kind of have a joke between minute 18 and minute 28. Nothing that 100 Thieves does matters, right? They will show up to every dragon, they will outhand you there, but other than that, they will trade fights on the map, and they will get more objectives after they lose a member than they will get while they have all 5 alive. But, that is against most of the other teams in the league. That is not against Cloud9. Cloud9 is a team that makes plans. This is a team where you look at it across the board and you know this is a roster that Cloud9 have put together in order to be substitutes if you need to bring somebody up to the LCS. Every one of these players could play in LCS tomorrow and they would have a decent showing. So Cloud9, this is a roster, they don't need to have the same kind of focus on their individual play. This is a roster that is learning how to play League of Legends at the highest level, that are relearning how to do all of these macro plays and how to make the plans. And if Cloud9 can take the 18 to 28 minute mark and dominate 100 Thieves, this could be a very fast game for the boys in blue.
Now, we do have the lanes locked in. It is going to be Seraphine and Senna going to the bot lane for 100 Thieves Academy. With the Yasuo over towards the top side, Cloud9 did opt to lock in the Cassiopeia. Now, one of my criticisms towards Cloud9 has been towards Copy. Sometimes he gets picked out in lane. Sometimes he doesn't do that well in lane. When it comes to the team fight, though, and being paired along with Shaden, that's when we see him start to shine. But this is another duo that's a big threat. Will and Jimmy in together.
Yeah. We have a lot of times where it feels like we call somebody else, like, are you going to be the weak point? And they're like, no, screw you, Eric and Josh. We're the best player.
All right. So the gameplay is now ready. Our final match of the day, and the hype one at that. At the very top three, 100 Thieves Academy versus Cloud9 Academy. Ready to hit the rift. The battle for second place underway.
Darshan also going for this lethal tempo yet again on the Gnar. He's been a big fan of it, and I have not yet had an opportunity to experiment with it. I have not played the lethal tempo Gnar in quite a while, but he definitely gets a lot more freedom to play the side lanes later on in the game because you can run people down much more effectively. But as we are jumping onto this rift, we gotta say, this is a tough matchup for the Gnar. Darshan is the kind of player who really builds the way that he likes to play around his early laning phase. And Udyr, not necessarily going to be providing a whole lot of help, right? Udyr is definitely the kind of champion who asked for a priority from his laners so that he can go invade and get this massive farm advantage.
And it's going to be mismatched pathing, so still, Shaden, actually, he's going for the match pathing on this one, so might be going for the more aggressive routes into Will on this, and that's what we saw the first time these two faced off. It was Shaden taking a lot of those aggressive pathings to make sure that Will wasn't going to be the biggest factor in the early game.
Yeah, and this is also only Shaden's second game on the Udyr so far in summer. And of course, Will played the Trundle 2 other times already, and so, you know, it's a little bit less common, right? I feel like both these guys have been kind of specialists, right? Shaden was a Viego Glaive specialist for a long time, and we saw Will also playing the Wukong Glaives. And so it's a different showing from both of them, as we already see a little bit of fighting.
A volatile bot lane, definitely to say...
Hey, Busio is playing the Senna.
Oh, Busio has the Senna, BMFX, and Seraphine. The volatility of this bot lane, I mean, it's something that you kind of have to shut down for Cloud9. King and Destiny, they can do a lot with a little, and they are one of the highest damaging when it comes to their squad. A lot of the team fight comes from the mid game of Cloud9 being able to get King and Destiny online.
Yeah, and so King and Destiny, they have an interesting situation to play around, right? Because it's going to be difficult for them to win fights relatively quickly. It's going to be difficult for either side to just take these fights and make them fast. And so far,
easy combo to land onto King, and kind of making him bend the knee over there on that top side, doing a lot of punish with this wave push that's coming in from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and so as we watch how they shake it out, right? King and Destiny, King and Destiny, in fact, have opportunities to try and take these fights really, really long, but they need to be able to be in a spot where they can hit, right? There's a windfall that they got to be careful of. They can't afford to get hit by the Encore, and King, there's a lot of pressure put on him.
It's so much pressure applied to him, but he's someone who doesn't choke that often in high-pressure situations. And as we said, it's a very, very storied bot lane in Cloud9, having both King and Destiny who have won the OPL before. Again, King has won Academy before. But now looking over towards his top side, Will has caught out Shaden. It's hard to catch Udyr, though, that bear stance, too much movement speed. And only a little bit of a meeting going on between these two junglers, but finally Shaden realizing that Tenacity's there, let's actually back up a little bit more.
Yeah, ends up being alright. Will choosing to skip the Krugs, one of the highest value camps in order to be there. This is definitely some growth from Will. He was definitely a full 6 camp clearer quite a bit, but now making a little bit of an early play. Okay, alright, Darshan. Darshan's Gnar is always very impressive. We'll look more at this here in a bit, because I feel like a lot more of the early play is definitely going to be revolving around this mid lane. We haven't talked about a whole lot. Jimmy and Copy, we touched on it. Sometimes they look brilliant. Other times, where you ask, if they even logged into the game. And so Cloud9, right now, they gave Copy what is supposed to be a brutal counter pick, right? This kind of thing, you just run down Jimmy and ask, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And Jimmy's like, wah, nothing. There's not a whole lot I can do. So Copy needs to find an advantage, but already Jimmy in a wave ahead. What?
Ooh, and a fight going off on the top side. Knock up onto Darshan. Tenacity not going to follow through to try and complete up the kill. So competitive is that bot lane. Actually, top lane, but the bot lane as well. Busio getting caught out by Destiny, taking a lot of damage. Here comes Will to bring an equalization. 400 Thieves. They will grab first blood in the bot lane, be able to dethrone the king and take down Destiny as well.
There you go. Big plays already there, but running down Jimmy and not going to catch them. Already, Busio, the king. Cubby's heartfelt teenage heartthrob. I don't know how to call it. You know,
I like that. I
the
like
boy
that.
bands.
I fully believe
Cubby's already
Cubby.
got posters of this guy.
Yeah,
on his
exactly.
wall.
Exactly.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Cuts things out of the magazines like, oh yes, that's the Busio. But this is the moment where King and Destiny, they try and chase him down, but they don't have the damage. BMFX teleporting right on back, and Busio, oh so crisp with the roots coming through and guaranteeing the upgrade on the crowd control from BMFX, and King and Destiny leaves their flashes forward. They have nothing left to leave.
And you gotta love it for 100 Thieves, because this bot lane, BMFX, has been a point where a lot of people have been critical about 100 Thieves. It hasn't been the best performance coming out of BMFX, so being able to take it to King and Destiny, that's already a good situation for them. Of course, being paired alongside Busio, who makes it look oh so much better. Just one of the best supports that we have here in Academy. More skirmishing breaking out in the mid lane as Jimmy tries to do his best against this counter pick.
Yeah. The other thing we got to look at with Busio, right? He's incredibly confident in his ability that he is not only one of, but the best support. He did a tier list yesterday on his stream. It's good content, but he lists himself as number 1. He lists Ayla as number 2. Guess where he listed Destiny?
Ooh. 4.
Close. It was 5.
5.
Behind
Okay.
Mia and Breezy. That's what Busio thinks. Like, oh, yeah, OPL champ? I don't care. What are you gonna do? Beat me? Apparently not.
I mean, you can call it ego. I think it's just straight up confidence. That's how good Busio really is.
Yeah. We know he has a lot of opportunity to grow, but the big thing that we're always looking at 400 Thieves is he growing as a leader? And we know they definitely put way more emphasis on trying to play their practice, get these good scrims in, help their players develop. It's not always obvious that it's going to be having immediate impacts on the way that they play their stage games, right? We know that Busio, the thing that he feels holds him back is his ability to be a macro leader, to help move his team around the map. And it's still the one task that is not obvious that Busio can do, because he's accomplished everything else.
The moment Busio joined the squad as well, things just turned around for 100 Thieves. They were already looking good. They were looking even better with the Busio buff attached to them. And it makes it a hard meet to have for Cloud9 Academy with King and Destiny over in this bottom lane. Busio kind of showing that tier list, he believes it to be true and is trying to demonstrate it to be true as they continue with this relentless assault.
Yeah, trying to hide the root by getting the auto attack out first, trying to hide the animation. It was very close. It was very close to finding its way onto Destiny. And Destiny's another player, right? You know, I recently made a tweet, thanks to Space Ghost, on calling out people. If you want to know about all the upcoming talent, follow these people. I had a list of people that I had on my most valuable prospect shortlist, and you know, I didn't have any Cloud9 members on it. And Destiny took offense to that. I told him we would reconvene after the games against 100 Thieves and Team Liquid. Feeling pretty good about my list right now, gotta say.
I can see that, but we're not done. Not done.
We're not
Games
done.
just begin. Don't jump on Kangas' side already, Josh. We gotta hear it enough.
Yeah.
See him every week for D&D, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. But so far, the Senna Seraphine lane taking control. And while we know the Zeri comes online later, Cloud9 trying to make a play on the top side.
This 100 Thieves not gonna get the knockup. So Tenacity's still gonna try and go for the hard engage onto Darshan. Meganar gonna be available in a second, but Jimmy's taking one of his own as a petrifying engage goes out. Darshan Beautiful with the Mega Gnar ultimate and sets up Cloud9 for absolute success.
Gnar coming through yet again. The 3-man Gnar in the duels. They find all 3. They lose nobody. Rift Herald does go over to 100 Thieves, but you look at Cloud9, this is a team that challenges 100 Thieves with the hands, and 100 Thieves weren't ever able to find their way in. You look at the fact that Tenacity's last breath is still up. They're trying to take this fight while Yasuo isn't even on a completed item. Cloud9, their planning is just a little bit better, and Darshan on his most played lifetime, once again stepping up, jumping forward. I want to make the same Kumo noises, but we can't give Austin that much free content. Just so much freedom to move around this fight, and they catch out everyone.
Josh,
great fight coming from Cloud9.
I'm going to take us back for a second. Back to 2019, back when we were TLA casters. We saw Darshan on Cloud9 Academy back then, right? And we were very, very critical of him. We thought he was just coasting by, wasn't really doing much. That wasn't a good year for him. This is completely different Darshan.
This is Darshan, right? And I feel as though when a lot of these previous LCS players saw Dokla getting the most valuable prospect, being the #1 in Champs queue, going up to LCS, showcasing a lot of improvement. I feel like I lit a fire under some of them. Darshan's definitely one of them. This copy gets caught.
Ooh, has to burn his flash. Will be safe. Good engage to come out, especially around this Dragon timer. Minute and 10 seconds before the Infernal Drake is going to spawn, so some early setup coming out from the Thieves.
Yeah, Cloud9 they got the first one, but Darshan's definitely a player that feels as though it's been a bit of a fire lit underneath them. Insanity, right? The rest of this week as well. The fire's been lit underneath them, and Darshan was going back to the Gnar quite a bit. You know, it helps that Gnar is a lot better now after the durability changes. He is able to just duel a lot of champions that he wasn't able to previously. But he's also one of these shot-calling leaders. He's one of the biggest voices for this team. And now, as the Dragon starts to spawn, we said that we expected Cloud9 to be better at playing around these objectives than 100 Thieves were. How do they do it?
See if they can set it up. Because they have so much pressure being applied all over the place right now. You can see Cloud9 are attacking over towards the mid lane, but Rift Herald towards the bot means this tower is completely gone. A good cash-in coming out for BMFX and Busio. And with that, an easy transfer. Tower's gone. 100 Thieves can slowly try and transfer this into control over the river. But no, instead, they're going to take the reset. Happy cashing in on that gold. Going to allow Cloud9 to net the Drake.
So Cloud9, they find themselves the second Dragon. We are starting to look at how the rest of the game will go. Is it going to be going to the 100 Thieves script where we go to 25, 30 minutes, not a lot happens, and then we coin flip the game over 1 or 2 fights and assume that 100 Thieves will win because they are just better team fighters. They are better mechanically than most of the other rosters. This is where Cloud9 need to prove that they are not most teams. Cloud9, players like Darshan, players like King and Destiny, these veterans are looking to be more impactful than their relatively rookie counterparts. They are looking to make the plays around the map. They want to put 100 Thieves in positions where they are not comfortable. And Shaden, well, he hasn't had the most effective early game so far. He's not behind.
No.
So he's able to play, and he's up 30 CS. He is perfectly poised to take this game a little bit later to play and be this unkillable there in the front line of every team fight. Shaden is poised to showcase why we've been so hype about him.
This is the most standard Shaden play that we've been seeing. It's power farm, have the team play around you, and if where you're at, if there's a fight breaking out, while you're right there, might as well just clean it up. You kind of take it secondarily is how Shaden plays a lot of this, because he has been, I want to say almost the pseudo carry for Cloud9 in a lot of these fights. Oftentimes, taking that prime position to get Cloud9 to win out in these games with the win streaks that we've had from Cloud9, especially in their last games. They've only given up 1 game to Dignitas thus far. Everything else, pure green.
As 100 Thieves, they rotate a bunch of people top lane. Nobody is currently matching the bottom lane copy. Able to farm without a whole lot of interference. Should be able to crash this, and Jimmy will end up walking over. It's going to be a couple minions lost. But if Cloud9 take this game late, it's, I don't want to say, like, worried.
Yeah.
But definitely a position where it feels as though they are playing into 100 Thieves' strengths, right? 100 Thieves love coin flipping the game over a single team fight.
You saying Shaden doesn't?
When Shaden is at his best, no, no. Like he do it? Absolutely. But when Shaden looks his best, it's because he picks a lane, he sets up, he gets his stakes out, pitches a tent, and makes sure that they do so well. We haven't seen that. I don't actually think we've seen Shaden walk into a single lane.
No, Shaden is taking that pure power farming route. He's been farming well. I mean, he does have a strong lead against Will, but just getting that power farm is not going to impact the map. It's not going to do much for Cloud9 other than get you online, but what are you going to do with that later? What is that going to do for Cloud9 later?
Yeah. And so, you know, as we crest the 15-minute mark, all my stats are for the 10-minute mark, unfortunately, Eric, but you're going to have to deal with them. We typically see Will as the power farmer between the two, right? He's actually the one who has a higher gold difference at 10, a higher experience difference at 10, and a higher CS difference at 10, and now they just go!
Ooh, Destiny with the instant engage takes down Busio. BMFX can only watch as the fight continues over in the river. Darshan's able to flash over the wall, but he walks right into BMFX. Teleport now being channeled. Keen continuing with those autos, gets knocked up by Tenacity. Tenacity not going to follow through. We're going to sacrifice Will. King gets that kill over the wall, looking for BMFX now, trying to get one more. BMFX looking to run out of this one. Will get the slow to be safe, but Cloud9 with an instant engage take a 2-for-1.
It's the 2-for-1. Another kill going over to BMFX as Darshan jumps over. Realize he jumped from the frying pan into the fryer. And Cloud9, they're the ones who pull the trigger first. And this is the point of the game where Cloud9, they need to showcase, right? 18 minutes, 28 minutes, 100 Thieves, just want nothing to happen. They are very happy with this game going late. Cloud9, they start off this period with a Rift Herald. They start off this with the ability to make a play on the map. And 100 Thieves, so they have to set a Seraphine. Like, they are going to be incredibly hard to kill later on, right? You look at Jimmy and Tenacity on the Sylas and the Yasuo, they are going to be enabled so hard by the bottom lane coming out for 100 Thieves. And Busio already feeling confident enough to just like, walk into the enemy jungle and plot down some wards. Oh, no!
Oh, King walking into the wrong lane, gets caught by the last breath. Tenacity, no flash, will not follow through. So King's going to be fine. A little bit of a scary moment there for King.
With the last breath gone, can Shaden just walk in? He's much faster than Tenacity.
They're even going to channel the teleport. It's going to be 4 players up here to make sure that Tenacity is not going to get away from this one. King only there to make sure he nets himself an assist, but Cloud9 picking up kill number 6. Still having that kill lead, now looking to try and net that into a gold lead as they put down the Rift Herald for the top lane.
And this should be giving King a lot more money, right? Remember, he's one of the easiest ways for Cloud9 to try and find entrances into these team fights. It's kind of difficult for 100 Thieves to actually get to him. The one way that they can realistically do it consistently is Will throws down a pillar, hits King, and gets a knockup for Tenacity. Instant delivery system to the back line. But other than that, Cloud9 still looking for their way to play the rest of the map. And, you know, I said it before, 100 Thieves get more objectives while they have dead members than any other team. They get more objectives when they have dead members than they have when they have 5 people alive. They get the dragon. They put a little bit of a stop to Cloud9's dragon stacking. And that slows down the Cloud9 game plan as well. I'm trying to figure out who it is that is doing it. I naturally want to credit Busio, who's just like, oh crap. We lost a guy. Okay, quick. Go make a play elsewhere. Go hit that Herald. We see that there are 3 people up there. Go, go, go. Do it right now.
Is that how Busio talks?
No, not even a little bit.
impression? What's going on, Josh?
No, Busio's a lot calmer.
Yeah.
Right? He's a very well-spoken, a very calm, you know, he's definitely like a soft-spoken but carries a big stick kind of the guy, right? You just feel some of the authority coming out in his voice. At least when he does like interviews and stuff. I don't know what he's like in game. Actually, I do. I've watched enough of his champs to know that typically he's pretty calm and just having a good time.
You gotta have that composure if you're gonna take that leadership role. So Busio having that on lock. Now Destiny looking to take down said member of 100 Thieves. Lockdown there from the Bear Slap is not enough as the Encore comes out and returns onto 2 of Cloud9. Now here comes Tenacity. Will be able to get 1 cleanup. The rest of Cloud9 head for the hills. Don't want to challenge 100 Thieves. It's one simple pick onto Shade and gets 100 Thieves a victory.
We crest the 18-minute mark and suddenly 100 Thieves just punish another team for being overly aggressive. Are we going for yet another 100 Thieves classic game? Darshan looking around, but this is a 4 versus 5. I don't think they really want this. There's not an objective to fight over as 100 Thieves. They take away some of these camps from Shaden.
And this is what the Thieves are good at. Once they're able to grab something, they'll continue to grab even more. Getting the red buff stolen away off of a nice play.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm the little helpless Senna.
Yeah, this started off with Cloud9. Gonna pick on support little Busio, but Busio's too fast with that flash key.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a bit of a fairy tale, alright? You just got Little Red Riding Hood run through the forest, try to bop him on the head, but he's like, no, I got this big gun. What are you gonna do about it? They turn around, 100 Thieves are all there. And 2 members of Cloud9, that's not enough friends. Eric, you gotta have more friends than that if you're gonna try and take down 100 Thieves. And Destiny looking for another play.
That's about all friends. There's a friend right there. Copy has him. Jimmian realizes his friend senses are tingling. Knows he's not alone over towards the top side.
There might be too many friends
There might be too many.
Too many.
You're acting a little too cocky here. I know you got someone in that bush.
You got someone in there.
That's my Busio voice. It's my Jimmy.
Is that your Busio voice?
My Jimmy voice.
That's not a Jimmy voice
That's
either.
my Jimmy voice.
You, sir, need to listen to a couple more Jimmy interviews. He's very soft-spoken.
What do you mean he talks like this all the time? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, Joey? My deck has no useless cards.
Well, like Kangas was here, he'd start popping off on the Joey Wheeler for a producer.
That's bait.
I'm pretty sure the audience can actually hear him, but now Cloud9, they're still in the thick of it. They're still in the spot where 100 Thieves love it when nothing happens, as Darshan gets the poke ultimate down, but can't actually provide more pressure. Cloud9, I played a game like this recently. Alt Battery does content and casting for Unified. If you're interested in watching more of the amateur pipeline, go check out the Proving Ground Circuit qualifiers run by Unified. I was playing with him recently, and we were playing up against a Kale and an Ornn, and he was playing the Zeri. And I was saying, look, I'm really scared about taking this game to late game. You know what he told me?
What?
Don't worry, I carry this. I think that must be what's happening right now from King. King looks at this game, he's on 2 items already, he sees the other team that they only really have one way to get on top of him, and that's the Will Pillar into Tenacity diving. And King, the calm, confidence, got a good haircut once again, courtesy of Kangas, making sure that they have figured out the best hairstyle. He's just like, don't worry, I carry this game. They're not going to be able to get onto me. I am the Zeri. They have no tools. I am too fast. They can't catch me. And that's why Cloud9 is taking this slow. Or are they?
Now on to Tenacity. Copies there. It's a long run for Tenacity. Gets caught by this boulder. Darshan's going to follow through with it. A flash being burnt out at Tenacity. Boomerang's not going to land. Fight continuing over underneath the tower. Still Darshan going with the chase. Goes on to Tenacity and will get the kill. Tenacity with the outplay onto Darshan. Cloud9 biting off more than they can chew.
Tenacity living with a sliver of HP. Busio and Tenacity, 2 of the most exciting rookies we got coming out for 100 Thieves, coordinating to take down Darshan. Tenacity has his teleport coming right back up at Cloud9. They're not in a position to fight for this. They are just down too many friends.
They're down. There's not much they can do. Coming into the mid lane will be Tenacity now. The smallest window that you have for Cloud9 right now as Shaden starts to move towards the Dragon, but the Dragon already secured by Cloud9. 2-2 apiece in Drakes. Great fight coming out from Cloud9, being able to respond. Not even Cloud9, we should just give that all up to Tenacity.
Yeah, Tenacity doing a great job playing through. And of course, Busio helping him out from quite a bit away as well. Cloud9 aren't able to take advantage of 100 Thieves. Doing a whole lot of nothing in this mid game. Right. Cloud9 can't do that. What teams can? Can Team Liquid do it? I remember, it makes me think, whenever I see 100 Thieves and we see these slower games, right? Proving Grounds Finals, 5-game series. 2 of the games that Team Liquid won, they were near perfect games, right? They were like 20 minutes in and out, 20-minute adventure. But then the other ones, it's the other half of the Rick and Morty, 20 minutes in and out adventure. We've been here for an hour. There's just a whole lot of fighting still happening. And 100 Thieves, they're getting this game right back to the same spot. They've already chewed up half of that 10-minute window. The 18-minute, the 28. We're at the 24-minute mark. And 100 Thieves, they aren't behind. Cloud9 have not made the most of this window yet. They have a couple more minutes to make it happen. They still have a lead on Darshan. But BMFX and Busio provide so much healing and so much shielding that Cloud9, I don't know if they can actually win these long, drawn-out fights still.
I feel like a 30-minute adventure really describes this entire day, Josh. Darshan, now with the ultimate, slams Jimmy into the wall. Not going to follow through. It's enough to get him to just waddle away, but Darshan still not getting the kill, just clearing out and continuing his pressure over in the side lane while the rest of Cloud9 apply pressure towards this mid lane. Giving priority over this mid lane, and now transferring that to control of the river. Cloud9 holding down over on Baron side.
Yeah, but we're also seeing Darshan with the lethal tempo doing quite a bit of split push work. Finally topples the bottom lane turret, gets a little bit of gold for himself, and the rest of his team opens up the map and gives him opportunities to play in this really long lane. And Jimmy hasn't necessarily made his mark felt on this game just quite yet. His only real interaction with other players was the getting Narshan earlier around the Rift Herald. But a couple of kills aren't going to be enough, right? You have the scaling Sen, you have the scaling Yasuo, Tenacity and Busio are just going to outplay you later on in the game. They've done it to almost everyone. It happens with such alarming consistency.
I mean, Tenacity is kind of just laid back with the way he plays this game. He knows he can outskill a lot of these players.
He's scaling.
Yeah,
he doesn't even have 10 deaths yet. What's the worry?
Making our ultimate. Going to be used out of Jimmy to just punish Destiny. Really bullying over that side of the top lane. Cloud9, not much they can really do about that one, and it seems like more and more control slipping over to 100 Thieves. They have it in the mid lane, over in the river. Wandering around is just going to be Will, securing a lot of vision over there, securing a lot of control over there. You know, that dragon stacking you were talking about, no longer the biggest thing for Cloud9. It's starting to look more and more practical for 100 Thieves, as they're the ones who have a lot of control of these wave states.
Yeah, 100 Thieves, they're definitely getting things pushed out. And I want to throw back to one of the things that we were looking at earlier when we had the silence as Insanity Silence. Team Liquid never built Grievous Wounds. We see our first bit of Grievous Wounds coming up from Darshan. And if it was only the silence, I'm like, maybe you don't need it. But look at 100 Thieves, man.
That's a lot of healing.
That's a lot of healing.
That's a lot of healing.
That's a lot of healing. They're going to be coming through every single time. It is so hard to actually kill these. What was that?
Did I just get Death Metal Joshi?
Yeah, that you probably will get it again. Here's the duel.
Oh, speaking of death, coming up right now, last breath going to be used on to Darshan. Meganar ultimate returns, but Darshan getting a little bit too low there. Has to back off. Teleport goes off, and Copy sacrifices his life for Darshan, who just slides out over in the bot lane.
Tenacity definitely winning the duel before everybody comes through. The double teleports from Jimmy and BMFX keep them alive. Copy. Only one friend. There's two friends coming up for 100 Thieves. That's why there's 100 of them, and now they're in control. They're not necessarily interested in this first dragon. They've already done most of what they need to in order to stop Cloud9 from using that as a win condition. They are moving towards the Baron. Shaden has no flash. He can't get over the wall into the pit. He has to use a blast cone, and 100 Thieves do this quickly. They do it healthily, and Shaden, he's got one shot to get in.
Pressure's applied. Cloud9. Balls in their court. They have to make a move now. Shaden looking to go over the wall. Will hop over, but gets caught out by the pillar. Will, my word! 100 Thieves now returning the fight after absolute denial to Cloud9. 100 Thieves, brilliant Baron take.
Great stuff from Will as well, right? 100 Thieves take control of it. This is a classic 100 Thieves game, and they're even ahead of schedule. We're not at the 28-minute mark. They get the Baron. They're going to be moving down towards the Dragon. Copy teleporting into his Doom. There's no way that Cloud9 get to this Dragon in time. They don't have enough people to do it as Will pushes out the mid lane. Here comes 100 Thieves. They're starting it up. Jimmy already hopping the wall. Copy doesn't have the damage on his own to make anything happen. And 100 Thieves, as they pick up the third Mountain Dragon, it makes the heals and shields that much more impactful. They're going to be alive for even longer. And Cloud9, their damage, it's not low damage, it just takes a long time to do it. Yeah. And now it's going to take even longer to take down any of these members. 100 Thieves, they've done everything they could possibly do. While they were slow in the mid game, this is when they come alive. This is when they start creating the pressure across the map and challenging teams to these team fights. They have the Baron buff. They're going to be pushing in. Busio using his leadership to try and corral everybody. Make sure they always have two lanes pushing at the same time, so you can never just bite off one hand.
And like that, the mid lane tower goes down. 100 Thieves Academy. Prime positioning coming out of them. Will, I have to give my hat off to him. That pillar so beautifully timed. Has been an absolute stud of the reasons why I named him as my top prospect. It's small mechanical plays that coming out like that from Will really make him stand out and really make 100 Thieves Academy look as good as they had so far, especially in this matchup versus Cloud9. Siege now beginning for 100 Thieves, Joshi.
Ooh. Nasty does got to be careful. Last time I saw him play Yasuo, it's a bit of an eagle pick. You know, a little bit of a no-go pick as well. But Cloud9, they don't seem to have an answer for it right now. Darshan with the lethal tempo has created pressure. Darshan, one of the longest lived player. No, he's not that old, but he's been one of the longest players that we've had in the LCS ecosystem here in NA. And looking to try and shut down this upstart. But I'm actually going to go back. I'm trying to remember where Dokla had put Darshan in his tier list. It is tier 2. Tier 1, Nasty Bradley Jenkins. Tier 2, Sturdy Darshan. Dokla doesn't seem to believe in this guy.
Wow. Wow, even put Jenkins over Darshan. And honestly, personally, from my end, I would see Darshan and Jenkins to be very, very similar on the ends relative to the split so far. But that's pretty intense right there. Darshan still being up there.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do if you're Cloud9 in this situation? This seems so devastating. Trying to find a flank is Darshan, but he never seemed to be in the right place, right time, looking for the fight. Now, it's going to be Cloud9. Is this their answer? No, they've already lost Destiny. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Not what you're looking for if you're Cloud9 as King heads for the hills. Darshan going to bounce right off his head. Now, fight breaking out over in the jungle. Coffee looking to survive this one against Jimmy and has to flash away to get away from the grasp of Jimmy.
Yeah, that's not it, right? These plays needed to happen 10 minutes ago. These plays needed to come through when you were so much stronger than the scaling Senna. These plays are no longer in your favor, Cloud9. Your opportunity is gone, right? What do they do to come back from this position, you ask? I'm not really sure. They need to find these picks. They thought they had one. They had more friends here. But look at how long BMX stays alive and how quickly this guy dies.
Chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. Shaden slips away in time, so we'll be alive, but that's it right there. 100 Thieves did that under the tower to an Udyr.
Jimmy had an Udyr ult.
Phoenix slap him.
Not even bear slap. Phoenix. Whee!
It's the Phoenix slap, yeah.
One auto attack. Let's go.
Hey, Scale's on AP.
Great.
Let's go. He's got a death cap, Josh. He's got a death cap. It's going to be the most devastating Phoenix slap of your life.
I don't know. I've seen some AP bears before, but either way, 100 Thieves are still looking to take control, right? They show up to every dragon. They've gotten the last 3 dragons in a row, Eric, and now a minute left to come through. Busio's king. Okay, guys, it's a minute 15 left. Get your backs in. Let's spend your gold, and then we are all going to go mid lane and then fight at the dragon. Cloud9 may or may not contest us there. If they don't, they lose. If they do, they probably also lose.
There's no winning for this one when you have a 6K lead, 100 Thieves. 32 minutes into this one, already at the Dragon stacking position, so Dragon Soul in 50 seconds. Cloud9, no answer. 100 Thieves in this late game, all the way to the mid game. A lot of this played Will, Tenacity, Busio, Studs.
Studs. Wait, I thought you were the Cloud9.
Yeah, I'm the Cloud9. I gotta be unbiased on the cast itself. Once this cast ends, I'm gonna be crying right away. I'm gonna see Kangas.
He's already agreed with you. You've won the debate club. Woo!
Okay, it's not time yet. Shoot. Out of here. There, we got a game going on. Game's not over just yet. Cloud9 can make a comeback. Just wait for the 5-man petrifying gaze. It's gonna happen. I've already put money on it. $5, Josh. Let's go. Teleport's coming in.
Okay.
As Cloud9 looking to defend against this Drake. Not gonna allow the Dragon Soul to go through.
Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of air to bet up against right there, so we'll see how this goes. Destiny already marked by Jimian has no way in. Darshan, the only one with a flank. Okay, all right. Let's go, Cloud9.
Okay, that's the game-defining moment right there. Game's completely turned.
I don't know about that one.
I know it. Look at Cloud9. They know it too. They just chased 100 Thieves right out of the mid lane.
Oh, but 100 Thieves are going right over to the Baron. They're saying, okay, well, we weren't there first, but we're here first.
Oh no, keep your eyes on Destiny. He is the engager for Cloud9. He has to pull a big one here. There's going to be no Mega Gnar for Cloud9 on top of this. They're going for the engage, though. Looking for it. Destiny onto the back line. Hops on the Busio. Busio has to reach her. Getting low as the Baron. 2K health remains. Waiting for that smite to be found. But Shaden has dropped to the ground. And Baron is secured by 100 Thieves. Jimmy diving deep as he goes onto the rest of Cloud9. But Cloud9 will get the better of that exchange. And it is a war. It is tooth and nail, Josh. 100 Thieves have lost 2, but they got the Baron.
I got the Baron. I actually love watching 100 Thieves just being like, nope, we want no part of that rest of that fight. You see them taxi their way out, but it's so hard for them to get in, right? The engage tools are basically just Destiny and Shaden. He's not tanky enough. You know, you got 3. Although, you know, I'll only ask for 2 of the $5 after the game is over, because you did get 3 people in the Petrifying Gaze, but that's not enough. How do you actually get in towards the fight? King was the one who needed to be the big player in these team fights, but he needs 100 Thieves to engage on him. He needs to be kiting backwards, and Cloud9, well, they were there first for the Dragon. 100 Thieves like, yeah, okay, whatever. We get the Baron. We take these late game team fights. I don't care. 35 minutes into the game, this is firmly 100 Thieves territory, the way they like to play. And we got to see if the Boomers can keep up with the Zoomers.
That's what this match comes down to. Boomers versus Zoomers. 100 Thieves versus Cloud9. And you can put that way for Darshan. I mean, you said he wasn't that old. He was there in the first season of Academy back in Season 3 of League of Legends.
But he's born in 1994. I'm older than him. So if he's old, I don't want to know.
Josh, come on. Come on. You can't put me down that hard when I'm about to lose my belt to Kangas.
You can still get a 1-1. What happens if it's a 1-1?
We haven't decided. We put this all onto game 1.
Half.
We cut it in.
Oh, all game 1.
We put this all on game 1. All on game 1. So that's why I have to believe that Cloud9 are still finding a comeback.
Okay. Well,
I believe it right now.
You're looking at King. You're looking at Copy. They're your boys right now.
I'm looking at Darshan. He's gonna find a 3-man Mega Gnar ult. I'm gonna put $5 on it. Every person he ults is $1.33.
All right. Okay. We'll watch it as here they go. Jimmy.
All right.
He's got the Gnar ult. He had a decent one last fight.
If Jimmy gets it, I still win though, right?
You know, if it's still a 5-man Gnar, 5-man Gnar is a 5-man Gnar ult. Darshan looking for his way in, but look at this. It's Destiny. Destiny needs to find the killer instinct, needs to reach in deep and look for his way in. He has to find his way to boost him beam effects. Hitting the rest of the team is not enough. You got to get the supports.
And the thing is, he's hit Busio before, but no one was able to find the follow-up fast enough, and he gets hit by Jimmy, and already the first kill going the way of 100 Thieves, but they're looking to clean this one out. King still unchecked so far. Darshan trying to build that Mega Gnar bar up, but it's not going to work out because King has fallen. The throne completely evacuated here. 100 Thieves looking to steal more than just the crown, though. They want the whole damn game as Darshan puts out the Mega Gnar ultimate to stop the pain, but it's not going to stop the base being assaulted by 100 Thieves.
There you go. We said King and Copy needed to stand up, but it's a classic 100 Thieves game. The mid-game means nothing. Cloud9 can get nothing done. 100 Thieves take down one of the few teams we had pegged as maybe being their equal, maybe having the hands and the plans necessary to actually take down the Nexus. But no, 100 Thieves go right on back to it. The belt goes over to Kangas, and sorry, Eric.
I just made this. I just made this, man. How am I going to lose it when I just made it? I mean, hats off to 100 Thieves. You said it, Josh. It was pretty standard for them. Mid-game spike and play off of that mid-game. Albeit, Cloud9 had a very good early game. This was a game that was in the air for the first 14 minutes of it.
Yeah, and we gotta respect the fact that the top side for Cloud9, they had the 3-man Gnar ult coming from Darshan. They took the first skirmish in devastating fashion. But at the same time, King and Destiny, they got outplayed by Busio really hard, right? Like, Busio just turned it around. He had the reinforcements come through. He had enough friends, and King and Destiny never entered back into the game.
All right, so that is game number 1 done, and my hopes completely crushed onto that one. We're going to throw it over to short break. When we return, we'll have the champion awarding ceremony for Kangas in just a moment. Be sure to stay tuned.